Welcome to Ease with me, Namita Purohit. I am a professional life coach. I base my practice on Eastern wisdom and Western psychology. Join Ease if you're looking to get coached or become a coach yourself. Growing up without a strong male presence can have a profound impact on a child's development, affecting their personality, self-esteem, and adult relationships. The father wound is a term used to describe the emotional pain caused by an absent, neglectful, or abusive father figure. Many things happen when a person goes through that father wound, and many personality changes happen. And let's start talking about at least three of them today. Instability and insecurity. When a child grows up without a father figure, it can leave them feeling unsupported and insecure. Without a strong male role model to guide them, they may struggle with issues related to their sense of identity, self-worth, and confidence. And this can have a negative impact on their root chakra, which is responsible for one's sense of security, stability, and groundedness. When they're not feeling supported by a strong masculine energy, it weakens them in their own masculine qualities of determination, of a can-do attitude, of a bounce-back attitude, of self-confidence, and so many other things. Secondly, forming healthy relationships in adulthood can become difficult. Children who grow up without a father figure may struggle with developing healthy attachment styles and may be more vulnerable to emotional instability. This can result in a tendency to seek out unhealthy relationships or to struggle with maintaining healthy boundaries in relationships. In some cases, individuals may develop an avoidant attachment style where they struggle to form close connections with others or may even distance themselves emotionally as a defense mechanism. Others may develop an anxious attachment style where they crave closeness and connection but also fear abandonment and rejection. Understanding how your upbringing and the loss of a father or the father wound in your life may have impacted your attachment style can be an important step in healing and developing healthy relationships. And we have multiple online courses on that as a part of our Ease offering. And we also offer coaching to our students, whether it's group or one-on-one coaching, to help them recognize these things and overcome these things. Thirdly, this father wound, this absent fatherhood, whether they are not there physically or they have left their bodies or they are emotionally absent or they are abusive, it gives rise to a very disturbed population, further propagating the father wound over multiple generations. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, Arjuna is very concerned about going to war. And he says that many men will die, leaving many women alone without any protection. And this would make the women open for exploitation and result in a population of fatherless children. And we are seeing that even now in the wars in Iraq that have happened, or the Afghanistan wars, or the recent wars in Ukraine and Russia, and so many other places, where the wars render women without husbands, render children without fathers. And what happens is that Arjuna is expressing that concern 5,000 years ago, before the Mahabharata war. And he's concerned that this will result in a population that is disturbed and unable to commit to a family because they don't know what family looks like. And it would make the women open to exploitation. And that would result in the production of such a varna sankara population that is emotionally disturbed, born out of the intermingling of different people in unhealthy ways, resulting in a mixed population, resulting in a population of single mothers having to raise children on their own without fathers, and those women having to find all that strength on their own and just finally unable to perform both roles and thus not being able to give that emotional stability to the children. And this can result in a society that is filled with people who are mentally disturbed, leading the society to degradation. And such wounded children are incapable of being good fathers themselves because they haven't experienced a nurturing father in their life and thus perpetuating the cycle. And this population can then lead to a decline in society as they lack the necessary guidance and support to become responsible and contributing members of society. And also, every society, for it to grow, needs a perfect harmony and a good balance between the masculine qualities and the feminine qualities. And I'm not talking about the male population and the female population alone. I'm talking about the balance of masculine and feminine qualities in men and the masculine and feminine qualities in women as well. Now, when that is not regulated, that is not there is no example to follow of the masculine qualities, and the protection that the masculine qualities offer to a feminine girl child as a father, and the protection and confidence that comes from the masculine qualities of the father to the male children growing up, the stability, the security, the confidence, the courage, all of those things, then it leads to a great decline in society. And sadly, in the Western world, there are many children growing up without a father figure. According to statistics, over 20 million children in the United States alone are growing up in fatherless homes. And this can have a significant impact on their emotional stability and growth, as well as their achievements as adults. So what should one do when they have grown up in a place where their father was absent? Either they were emotionally absent, or they abandoned their children emotionally, or they were not physically present, or the fathers were dead, or the fathers were neglectful, or they were abusive, or they were not mature themselves and did not perform their role as a father. Now, what can people do? And the only thing that we can do is to let the healing begin. And fortunately, there are ways to heal the father wound and overcome the challenges that come with it by acknowledging the pain caused by the absence of a father figure. We can begin to release negative emotions and beliefs associated with it. Firstly, one needs to do inner child work. And this is a very powerful tool for healing the father wound. It involves with connecting with that wounded child within and giving them the love, the support, and guidance they may have missed out on as a child. And by doing so, one can release negative beliefs and patterns that have been holding them back, that were caused because of the absence of the father in their life, and begin to develop a stronger sense of self and confidence. It also helps them overcome their own victimhood, their own feeling of being a victim, and it helps them take charge in their life. Secondly, looking out for positive male role models. It's also important to seek out positive male role models and mentors who can provide guidance and support, whether it's through therapy, support groups, or personal connections. Finding healthy male relationships can help heal the father wound. Healthy male relationships in positions of authority, in positions of, in an older generation, as mentors, as coaches, so many things can help you heal the father wound and provide a sense of belonging and support. And even finding other father figures in your life, in your family, in your community, and connecting with them and serving them, not to fill up your hole, but to find other father figures so that you feel that support of the father figure, the father energy in your life. And lastly, and most importantly, connecting with our Divine Father, the Lord Himself. Spiritual healing of the father wound can also be achieved, mainly be achieved, by connecting to our spiritual Father, the Lord Himself, whom I worship as Lord Sri Krishna. And through meditation and prayer, one can find solace in His, the Lord's, uninterrupted support and guidance. Lord Krishna is known as the Supreme Father who loves and cares for all living beings, and by taking shelter in Him, one can feel a sense of security and love that may have been lacking in our relationship with our earthly father. Lord Krishna's love is unconditional and unending, and through devotion to Him, we can find healing and growth. By surrendering to Him, we can release any negative emotions or traumas associated with the father wound and open ourselves up to the possibility of leading a deeper, more fulfilling relationship in our lives with the divine and with so many other people around us. Now, there are various examples in scripture also where there were massive father wounds, but their stories inspire us to learn on how to overcome that and still be positive, still be strong, still be purposeful, and still be growing materially and spiritually in their life. And firstly, I would like to share the example of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj's story is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dhruva's father, Swayambhuva Manu, did not say anything. Neither did he reach out to Dhruva Maharaj in protection or care or concern, when Dhruva Maharaj's stepmother did not allow him to sit on his father's lap. He was not so wounded by his stepmother's harsh words, but he was really hurt very deeply when his father did not do anything in that situation. However, armed with his own mother's nurturing and love, instead of allowing this experience to define him, the 5-year-old Dhruva channeled his anger and frustration into a meditation practice where he had a certain goal of achieving a kingdom greater than his grandfather. Following the advice of the sage Narad Muni, another very important father figure and spiritual mentor and guru in his life, Dhruva went deep within himself and in his connection with the Supreme Father, Lord Vishnu, and eventually achieved a state of enlightenment, completely healing himself in the process. Dhruva's story serves as a very powerful reminder that healing from a father wound is possible, and it's never too late to start the journey towards inner peace and fulfillment. The Pandavas are another example of individuals who grew up without a father figure, but still overcame the father wound. They grew up without a father's guidance, as their father Pandu had died at a young age. And despite this, the Pandavas were emotionally independent and strongly connected to each other. They also had a very strong devotion and surrender to the Supreme Father, Lord Sri Krishna, which helped them to navigate the challenges they faced. Rather than playing the victim, they took ownership of their circumstances and used their inner strengths to overcome adversity. Despite growing up without their biological father, the Pandavas were not devoid of father figures in their life. They maintained a very strong relationship of respect and humility towards several strong male role models who gave them strength and affection. Bhishma Dev, the eldest member of the Kuru dynasty, acted as a father figure to them and imparted valuable life lessons. Vidura, their uncle, was a wise counselor and guided them on matters of ethics and morality. Dronacharya, their martial arts teacher, imparted crucial lessons on warfare and honor. And lastly, Dhaumya, their Purohita, their spiritual guide, helped them connect with their inner selves and their devotion to the divine, and also guided them on multiple aspects of politics, of strategy, and so much more. Now, these father figures played a significant role in shaping the Pandavas into the strong and emotionally stable individuals they became. Despite their uncle, their own uncle, who could have been a father figure in their life, Dhritarashtra himself, their own blood, being harmful towards them, the Pandavas did not feel like victims due to not having a nurturing father figure in their lives. Instead, they connected with the other strong father figures mentioned, who gave them the love and guidance they needed to be emotionally independent, stable, and devoted to the Lord. And the Pandava story serves as an example of how healing from a father wound is possible, even if one does not have a nurturing father figure in their life, and how connecting with other positive role models and the Lord can make a significant impact in one's life. So in conclusion, the father wound is a real and impactful experience that affects many individuals in our society. By acknowledging its existence and seeking healing and support, we can overcome the challenges it presents and become more confident, grounded, and connected individuals. So let us all strive to heal ourselves and our society by addressing this issue and providing the necessary support and guidance for those who need it. So you can do some of the things mentioned here on your own. But however, if you are struggling, you have been struggling, and you're looking for quicker results, and you're looking for deeper results, long-lasting results, and you're looking for help, then please consider getting into one of our life coaching programs. We have courses, we have one-on-one coaching, we have group coaching, we have various different tiers for depending upon your needs and budget. And do take advantage of the experience that we have of coaches in the team and myself in helping you heal your father wound so that you can live a fuller life. You can start growing and glowing again. You can become your best version and live your best life. Be strong and supported with the balance of the masculine energy in your body, in your mind, in your psyche. And grow and glow and support yourself in achieving all that you're meant to achieve and become, and also in breaking the cycle and becoming a supportive figure to the next generation. So do consider our program. You can get more information by looking at the links here or going directly to my website, which is www.namitappurohit.com. There's a program for every need and budget. And me and my team, we look forward to serving you there.